Okay, very excited to be joined by a former VMT award winner who is back March 7th, FCC 45 at the Olympia in Liverpool, taking on Jose Alves, the jock from Rutherford. Jordan, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I mean, it's a busy week for you. Obviously, we're just a few days out from the fight, but we are coming up on the 1 year anniversary of your pro debut. 4 fights down, soon to be 5 fights down. Four guys you got out of there, FCC Fighter of the Year. Pretty good, right? I mean, how do you reflect on that first year as a whole?
Honestly, to be honest, it was just like I was saying this the other day to someone. I was just like, do you know when you can feel it and see it yourself? Like, Aaron, if you watched me interviews before I went pro, after I was like a good amateur career and getting the belts and stuff, I started saying like I'd love to just have 4 or 5 finishes, going for the belt. And obviously now I've got the 4 finishes. I'm about to get 5 finishes. I'm going to be going for the belt after this fight. So it's cool what you can do, like when you write something down or you say it out loud, and then kind of just watching it come to fruition throughout the year is like it's a special thing, man. It's cool.
Yeah, you touched on it there that obviously this is what you wanted to do, but like when you're having those discussions before going pro, realistically, did you think it was possible to kind of be this active,
No, because
this
obviously you watch
successful?
these guys have really really good amateur careers, and the jump from pro is completely different. Even though it's just the same, the pressure of it all gets more surreal. There's knees to the head, there's elbows. I think that can scare you a little bit with some people, but for me, it was kind of like what I was waiting for. Like I know that like I'm 6'4", man. The limbs I've got, like I'm literally made to fight. I think that's why it's been going so well because it's like what's for you won't pass you by type thing. And my coaches were kind of just like, look, well, you started fighting the better guys at amateur, and then you fought better and better and better and better. And then obviously I've had my first pro fight, and obviously this will be 5 fights in a year now. But my first one, I was quite nervous, no, because it was like UFC Fight Pass, smaller gloves. All my family was there this time. Like they've never been there since like I took a loss at amateur, and just putting a lot of pressure that I didn't even need to put on myself. So obviously that was more like my coaches after that fight. They were like, right, let's just hope it's the same as the amateur career. But I knew I was just nervous. I was kind of just like, because the next fight I come out and obviously knocked Mehdi Karai out, and I felt well more comfortable because I realised it's just the same as amateur, but you're just in small. Do you mean there's no difference to it?
Yeah.
But obviously my coaches were just saying that like you keep finding the better guys, and that's kind of what I've done now. I fought someone good, then I fought a better guy, better record. Next fight, better guy, better record. Next fight, better guy, better record. So for me, it's just about fighting better guys every time, and obviously just showing up. I know I can do it on the night. So all the hard work goes into the training side.
You mentioned like trying to fight a better guy each time. Do you think Jose Alves, from what you know, continues that? Is he a step up from the guys
Yeah,
you've been fighting
definitely.
before?
He's 6-2. He's got a couple of belts already at pro. Obviously, he's a striker, like straight striker, I think as well. Like he's obviously 6-2 as MMA at pro, but obviously I've not seen much on him on a grappling side. I've more just seen the striking side of him. But he's got like belts and tie and all this stuff as well. So I'm expecting it to be a good fight. But this is the fight I've been waiting. I want it. Like, you watch my fights. I'm the one that gets put against the cage. Do you mean I'm not? I've never shot a fight. I've not shot a takedown in 16 fights, amateur or pro. I don't see myself shooting one this fight either. So do you mean like obviously when it's there, it's there. But I'm looking to show my striking off in this fight. I'm looking to beat the striker here. So
Well, of the four finishes so far in your career, is there one that is your favorite? Do you have a particular favorite one so far?
both the knockouts were probably just as good. I feel like now the only pressure I'm putting on myself is because I haven't lost in a while. So like these things like but there's no pressure. I'm taking it in my stride. Do you mean it's just obviously what's meant for you as well. I've got the Midi Karai fight because of how the fight went. It was very wrestly, and there was a couple of like exchanges that I was winning, but I felt like it was going to go to a decision, but then I knocked him out. Or the Jamie Davies fight because of the pressure of the fight. Do you mean everything around it? Probably the Jamie Davies fight most definitely actually because the pressure of that fight. I like when I walked out, the Olympia was a sold out venue, and it was like I'd never ever seen it that busy in all my fights I've had in there. And just like I felt probably the calmest I've ever felt. I literally felt like I was behind the curtain and they were playing like the promo for before it, and I felt like I was just walking the shop or something. Like that's how calm I was. I was with my coach. I was like, fuck, I feel dead. I feel like so calm here. He's like, that you couldn't have hoped for anything better, Jordan. Doing then obviously I walked down and knocked him out in the first 2 minutes. But I feel like the build up of that fight, not one person thought I was going to win that fight. I did. Like that's why I was so calm because I was like, look, I think people are giving him much more props than what deserves. But at the same time, I know how good he was. He'd never lost in like 14 years of having the gloves on and that. So that was obviously a good feeling to put someone away of like a high caliber boxer and someone who was meant to win, and it's just like me being true to myself and being victorious, obviously.
Obviously, you mentioned FCC there. You've had a really good relationship with FCC so early in your career, and I mean, we're talking like one of the biggest promotions in the country here, UFC Fight
Yeah.
Pass platform. How beneficial was it for you to kind of find a home so early in your career? Because obviously, a lot of fighters, when they first start, they're kind of bouncing around all over the place,
Do you know what it
whereas you
was?
really found a home from sort of day one.
Yeah, nah, do you know what it was as well? Like, they gave me the opportunity to fight for the belt on my fourth amateur belt. So I got like the four belts, and then they gave me a chance to fight for the fifth. And obviously, just it was nothing to do with that. I was more just the obviously I'm older now, so the thing that drawed me to it originally was the fight pass. And I was like, well, if I'm going to get noticed, it's going to be on here. But that wasn't just why. Obviously, the shows are in Liverpool, Manchester. They're not too far away from home. Obviously, the gym's got a good relationship with them. Regular fights, obviously, very good relationship, as in like they look after me stuff. So I just felt like it was the right move, not to just start bouncing about and just trying to just fight there. Like become a household name on like a show, get noticed through the promotion. And obviously, you're watching people go in the UFC from here as well. Like that was the main thing as well. Like watching these guys that have made it from FCC. So grateful to them because they do a good job at pushing that as well. So
Yeah, and obviously you kind of touched on what might be next for you. But after such a busy first year, not to look past this fight, but would you to kind of take a bit more time in that second year, or do you want to just keep the train rolling
no,
how
no,
it's
no.
been?
It's all look. I think I've fought every 8, 10, or 12 weeks for the past 3 years. Do you think I haven't missed a from the amateur fight? Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's a 10. This will be a 10 fight win streak, but that's 10 fights back. That's 10 camps back to back. Never mind the ones before the belts. Do you mean that was back to back to back to back to back? Like I haven't been out of camp. I've literally the shows every 3 months or 10 weeks or 8 weeks or so. The momentum at the minute is just good. Why would I stop? Do you mean obviously adversity's been a big thing in my career as well, where I've had to push through a lot of things that people wouldn't have pushed through, and obviously that's probably why it's been going so well because you know the way the world works, mate. It's like when you've got things going on and you make that decision to push on for these things that could stop you in your tracks. And I feel like that's played a big part in the career, is just like not giving up and not really like being my own, like putting no limits on myself type thing. But I'm no slowing down, mate. Like after this fight, I'm making sure now it's about like getting noticed and like I found my feet now. I've been inside the cage now 4 times. I've got 4 finishes. Like I know I can do it. It's about how am I going to win now, and like the fear of the night isn't there anymore. That went when I was amateur. Like there's nothing stopping me now from making impressions and making statements. And obviously now that is kind of what I'm coming to do now. Like when I fight Jose Alves, it's going to be all go. I'll be the one pushing the pace. I'll be the one that's making him. He'll be the one going back towards the fence, not me. So now it's about just getting noticed and doing things that I was like hesitant to do just because I didn't want to. Just again, you don't know how when you're getting hit by the gloves. I've been hit now. Do you mean like I know I can take a dig as well? Do you mean so? But I can also give one. So now it's just about making the right decisions in the cage. I'm a lot more comfortable now. So I feel like my finishes will be a bit more cleaner now as well. So that's kind of what I look for. But after this, I fight for the belt after this. Again, I'll be calling for the UFC after this. We're making sure that they all know Hunter, Mick, Dana, they're all like contender series. If not pullouts on the UFC, I'll be there. We're making it known like we've got a case for it, 6'4" Scottish welterweight, whole country behind them. Do you mean finishing every opponent? Always looking for the better guys. Active, probably one of the most active people you could possibly get in the UK MMA. I'm making a strong claim where like giving me a chance. Do you mean?
Yeah,
So
you already
again, when I
mentioned.
fight for the belt, I'll be coming back to fight on the next show. If it's not the UFC, and if it's not the UFC, then back on the next show. Like, do you know, now it's about just getting noticed and finding my feet on a show. So
Yeah, you've obviously mentioned the belt a couple of times there. Is that a guarantee from FCC that after this one it
hundred
will be the
percent,
belt?
yeah. This is that's the title eliminator. This one. So
Perfect. And then obviously you talk about sort of getting noticed. You mentioned the UFC there. ideal situation, is it straight to Contender Series, August, September
I'd
this
like
year?
that. I'd like ideal situation. I fight this fight, the UFC or anyone's impressed. At least I get the word. If not, fight for the belt. Again, look, it will still be the September. So if the next fight shows in June, July, August, September. There's still a full camp there after the June fight. So ideally, I go knock out Jose Alves, fight for the belt, big performance on there, get another finish. And then obviously it's just a case now I've got 6 fights, 6 finishes against 6 good guys, 6 back-to-back shows. Like, why would you not? Why would you not put someone in there to that could be a good business partner? I mean, that's kind of the way I'm looking at after these fights. But again, if it's not, I'll be back proving myself wrong. Do you mean I'll be back doing making my life better? Do you mean it only makes you a better person every time you step in that cage? And I'm happy that I've done with it in such a short space of time, do you mean?
Yeah, of course. And obviously, we talk about you like to keep active, but obviously, you are still early in your pro career. There's obviously a lot of development that you're doing, I'm sure. Last time we
Yeah.
saw you was back in last time we saw you was back in November. So just where has that
Have
development
you
been? What's going to be
the
different
only
about the Jordan Rutherford this weekend from back in November?
I definitely think more of like a high pace coming from me trying to get the finish. I feel like the other fight I was kind of just like again fighting and bolting, didn't really feel like home. The Olympia is where it feels like at home. Do you mean? Not saying that's got anything to do with anything, but feel at home in the Olympia. Feel a bit more comfortable, very, very familiar with it. We'll be pushing a very, very high pace on Jose. I don't think he'll be able to keep up with it, to be honest.
Of course.
But
And
the
there
changes
seems
that the changes you're gonna see is just a lot more violence. Like I definitely my knees, my elbows. I'm obviously using them a lot in the gym now. Now we're getting sparring, transfers. That's like other camps. I haven't really seen that myself, but now I've seen it. So if you watch my fights as well, like every single fight, people say that you can't get better from camp to camp. Watch my fights, like every single fight, better. That just goes like that. Do you mean like? And I'm not messing. Like people say you don't, but I'm doing something different. I said that this little pro run was going to be special, and I feel like it's going that way. So
Yeah, it definitely is. And obviously, FCC are kind of at a point where Curtis has just left. He was the main man there for a little while. They're looking for their next big star, and there's a few of you kind of pushing to be that
there is
guy.
me,
Um,
Connor Walsh, Billy, all big Liam's back. Do you mean like this about Marlon? Obviously, do you mean everyone?
yeah, I mean, by the sounds of it, you're pretty confident that you can be that guy for them.
Million percent. Do you mean I feel like I already am? Like I've not even got the belt yet. I know it sounds cliche, like, but I already feel like I am the champ because I'm fighting all these good guys. I'm fighting all the finishing all of them, saying no to no one. Like FCC said, their first strongest opponent over, and we've accepted it. Do you mean there's been no like tally to try to get different opponents? There's nothing like that. There's anyone that comes, they're like, yep, because I know where I'm going. There's no point saying no to these guys because one, you're already putting yourself out by saying no, and two, like these guys that you're planning on fighting later down the line are nothing compared to these guys. Do you mean so? Like, you need to get these guys out of the way first. Yeah.
Of course, I like to do a bit of a quick fire segment, so I'm going to throw some quick fire questions at you.
Hang on.
Cool. Maybe not the one you want to hear during fight week, but what's your favorite food?
Turkish, definitely. Like, there's a place called the Leaf, and it's just like, oh, just all the everything together that you could hope for.
Favorite drink?
Do you know what I'm going to say? Iron Brew.
You have to, right?
Yeah, but I actually love it. That's the thing. People think it's. I actually like it.
I'm funny with Iron Brew. I like Iron Brew, but like
No, mate, honestly, like
I was in Scotland a couple of years ago. I was drinking it
it's
every day when
different.
I was in
It's different.
Scotland, and honestly, I've
It's
barely had
different.
it since I've been back.
The vending machines is like all Iron Brew, and like then there's like the row of like Coke and Mars bars. But I'd say that or a cherry Lucozade, cherry fizzy Lucozade.
Yeah. What's your go-to breakfast?
Fry up or a sausage sandwich.
Favorite movie?
Say again.
Favorite movie?
Movie. I'd say Man on Fire.
Same for TV show.
TV show Big Ben. No, Two and a Half Men.
Favorite musician?
Got a good few. Tash Sultana, Paolo Nutini, um, I've got a few good submissions, but I'd say Palanatini, Tash Sultana, definitely at the minute anyway.
Favorite sport other than MMA?
Ooh, boxing.
Um, favorite fight?
I'd love to say football, but I don't. I'm not probably into football now, so.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Favorite fight. So a favorite fight of your own and a favorite fight to watch as well.
Favorite fight, probably the Rory McDonald, Robbie Lawler, just for the straight violence and the coldness and the moments and stuff. That was obviously it was a good. I'd love to be in one of them fights. Like I'd love to be.
And fight of your own as well.
A favorite fight of my own,
Yeah.
probably the Jamie Davies fight or my last amateur fight against Graziano, just because of my going pro was kind of like that was like the pinnacle of like the being amateur. This was like I went number one in the UK. I was the first person to get 5 belts in a year in the world. Everything just kind of made sense for me. Like, and I got a finish within like the first 2 minutes in the first round. Like, I come out and I did everything I said in the back I was going to do. The takedown, the distance, the teeps, and then the finish itself. I said I was going to do it, and I literally come out and just did it. And it was kind of like a moment for me where I looked at Dean and he just went, "That was a professional performance." And that was how I went. I literally just said, I put the gloves down. I said, "Look, that was my last fight in my army career," and obviously that to me was like a special moment.
Favorite fighter.
Fighter, Liam McCracken.
Okay, good, good. That's, I mean, it's good. It's a good choice. Yeah. Favorite submission to practice.
Dars or Anaconda.
Funniest person you met in MMA.
In MMA,
Yeah.
I like Strickland. I think Armin's pretty funny. Just the way he's going on, man. It's hilarious. But funniest, I like Bryce Mitchell as well. So he's just wild, but I could just feel like I'd have a laugh with him.
And finally, best piece of advice you've ever been given.
Best piece of advice I've ever been given:
Yeah.
stop rushing. Take your time, be slow. Everyone thinks they can do it at their own time. Everyone's different. Do you mean? So just like take your time and find your feet in your own self. Like don't try and copy anybody. Do you mean? Just
Yeah.
be you. Just be you.
Perfect. That's great. I want to thank you for taking the time today, Jordan. Back in action this Saturday, March 7th,
So ready.
FCC 45 at the Hall Olympia. Of course, if you're not going to be there, UFC Fight Pass is where you can watch that one. Just finally give us the hard sell. When you step in the cage this weekend, what can the people expect?
Expect a high pace, lots of violence. Literally coming to put a performance in there, all the improvements that have been made in such a short space of time again. But this one is personal to myself. This one's going to blow the roof off. So I'm definitely excited for this one. It's probably the most calmest, excited I've been for a fight with the skills to go along with it. So ready.
Perfect. And it's a great card for FCC the weekend. Obviously, we've got Connor on the card as well. I'm only defending her belt. We've got Stringer and Martin Stapleton for the Legacy Championship.
Quality, man.
Best of luck.
Nah, next one, mate. Thank you very much.
Thanks.